When you wind the clock, weights inside are drawn upwards. Gravity then pulls the weights down gradually, unwinding the cables and turning the hands of the clock. The proper term for this type of timepiece is a long case clock. The nickname grandfather clock came from a popular song from the 1800s. This long-established company makes its clock cases out of quality hardwoods, such as maple and oak. To construct frames for the four sides and door, workers fit dowels into holes, then secure the pieces together with screws and glue. They lay each frame in this curing machine that uses high-frequency radio waves to generate heat, drying the glue in seconds. Workers connect the four frames with screws and glue. They'll later attach the door frame with hinges. The next step is to assemble a base, again with dowels, glue, and screws. Once the glue is dry, the assembled frame goes into the base. Now for some embellishment. Computer-guided routers carve elegant wood moldings that give this particular model a traditional feel. Today's grandfather clocks come in styles to suit any decor. Workers carefully sand every single piece of wood in the clock case. The surface must be flawlessly smooth for it to absorb color evenly. The moldings are attached with a combination of glue and nails. These long pieces of wood become curved fluted moldings. They adorn the side of the door frame. This model also features a pair of stately columns above and below the flutes. A worker first positions them with glue, then screws them securely into the frame from behind. The next step is to stain the wood, hand rubbing it to bring out the grain. A coat of lacquer protects the wood and gives it a degree of sheen, from matte to glossy, depending on the model. After installing the glass and door, it's time to install the clock's components. Workers start with long metal bars called chime rods, 8 to 12 of them depending on the model. Each chime rod produces a certain different musical note when struck. Next comes a mechanism called the movement. It contains time-keeping components that trigger the chime hammers to hit the chime rods on the hour, half hour, or quarter hour. This company uses only top-quality all-brass movements imported from Germany. The chime hammers are also made of brass, but they have plastic tips, so you only hear the musical note, not the sound of metal striking metal. These brass pulleys hang from cables connected to the movement. The pulleys will support the clock's 3 weights. After connecting the movement to the clock dial, a worker inserts a decorative detail, a wood panel to frame the dial. Then she installs the clock's second hand into the center of a miniature dial. On the main dial, the hour and the minute hands are attached. Depending on the model, these aluminum hands are painted either black or gold. A decorative nut secures them. Finally, the all-important weights and pendulum. The weights are brass canisters filled with lead. Each one weighs almost 9 pounds. The pendulum sways from side to side at an even pace. This ensures that the clock keeps accurate time. It also drives the clock to chime on the hour or fraction of the hour. All you have to do to keep this clock ticking is wind it up about once a week. Up next, behind the scenes at a fuse factory.